Hello everyone, my name is Kushagra and I welcome you all to the second episode of our brand new series Campus to Corporate. Today we have with us Ma'am Dimple Sangvi. With more than 19 years of work experience in strategy and business transformation, Ma'am has worked as the Associate Director with Cognizant. She has also worked as a Director for Business and IT Transformation at Cape Gemini, and diversifying her roles, Ma'am is currently working as an Independent Director for the Suratwala Business Group. Ma'am, it is a matter of extreme honor to have you with us. And without further ado, I would like to give you the screen. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on this platform. And as you rightly said, I like to diversify my work ex more so that what can I give it back, right? So today the session that we are having is more on how can I help you guys understand what needs to be done. How should you be looking forward in coming into this type of environment, right? So apart from working as an independent director, I also work as a mentor and a freelance coach at this point of time so that I can transit all the 19, 20 years of experience that I've accumulated to fresh guys like you and aspiring professionals who can do great in their career. So with that, I thought I should just take you to a small I should set the context first, right? Telling that what will I be doing. So, first of all, I would like to tell you that I sincerely apologize because you all are from B school. You would have learned a lot from the books. You would have learned from the best of the faculties, right? So maybe there is nothing that you will learn in the next 15 minutes, or maybe there is something that you will. It all depends upon what you can gather from here, right? So we are at the seashore trying to gather as many pearls as possible. So right, so today if you like to I love telling stories, whether I was working as a corporate means when I was working in my strategic consulting role, I would always tell stories to my client because that's how I could relate to the client. It's not always about talking business, it's about how you can have that personal connect in your business, right? So I'm fond of telling stories, and sometimes people feel that okay, you're talking like grandma stories, but it's going to be a funful interaction because there's obviously something which I want to tell out of my own experience, which can help everyone around, whoever is listening to this conversation, right? And at any point of time you feel that there is some questions you have, don't hesitate to ask. And that's how it should be, an interaction, it should be a dialogue, and we learn
Surely,
both
ma'am.
ways, right? So obviously it's not going to be any gyan session, it's only going to be what I feel from my heart and which I should be passing on to the next generation like you, right? I'm not here like a Krishna giving any gyan to you because you all are quite intelligent. Neither am I like Christ telling that okay, these are the sayings of Bible and you should be knowing it, because you are studying all of those things in your college, right? But yes, what are you going to learn? So we hear certain proverbs in our life. There are a lot of stories and there are a lot of situations which we learn in life, and how they contradict and they confuse us. So I'm just trying to remove that confusion. We hear this thing, right? A famous speech is silver, silence is gold. So don't talk much about yourself. Try to be silent because that's how you will learn. And then we hear something like blow your own trumpet. So then there is a confusion telling that what shall I do, where should I balance it out, right? So when you come to corporate you feel that okay, every small thing I want to tell, I have to blow my trumpet, right? And then you also have seen that most matured guy in the meeting room are the ones who silently listen. So you will have to understand. and that your own intuition will tell you that in this meeting I think I should be silent for the first 15 minutes and then talk about the point which can help this meeting get the importance that I need to get. And uh, whatever you would have done homework for your work. See, I don't have to tell you how you're going to work. You all might land up in one of the most means one of the Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 1000 companies, but how should you balance it out? And you will have to strike this balance whenever you are in some important meetings. It's not that always go and tell your boss that I've done this. Sometimes the work will also speak for itself, right? As you've seen my career, it has really transited. So I feel that I have done the balance of these both. When it is required, you have to speak. When it's not required, you have to. And both are true, right? Both are been very famous sayings, and we need to be balancing it out. Then there is another set of confusion, right? In our school, in our when we were in school and when we were in anytime when we are working, we try to relax. Or when you are doing your MBA, your college professor would be coming and telling you that, guys, don't forget the hare and the tortoise story. Please consistently keep working, keep working, keep working. And we are thinking about the scenario that okay, I have to constantly keep working, otherwise I'll miss the race. Life is not about race, it's about identifying your strengths and your weaknesses. And how do you play on those weaknesses? We are only taught about this part of the storytelling, that okay, keep racing, keep racing. When you join corporate also, you will say, okay, I want to become a manager, I want to become a director, I want to become the CEO of the company. But the person who becomes the CEO of the company is the one who has identified his strengths and also is aware of his weakness. Why are we not taught the story that they say that there is no competition, there is no progress, so you need to compete? And then we say that uh, you have to share knowledge, but when you are sharing the knowledge, you have a fear that okay, my competitor will take it over, I might lose this promotion to my colleague. What I want to tell you with all these things is life is not always about competing, it's about growing together, right? So do not think that when you come to corporate, it's going to be cutthroat competition. You have to grow, you have to grow. Everyone will grow. There is ample of opportunities out over there for each one of you to perform, right? But make it a habit that you understand your strengths and weaknesses. So this is a very beautiful means. I could not get an exact picture of the same hare and the tortoise, but when you are on the ground, you know that the tortoise cannot run. So tell him that, okay, you sit with me, I will lead this part of the race. So when I was doing consulting engagement, so we would always be in a team, right? I know somebody in my team is excellent with his Excel analytical skills. Somebody is good with his PowerPoint presentation. Somebody is good with the storytelling. We would divide it and then say that, okay, I am good with presenting it to the senior management, but somebody is really good with creating the presentation, and acknowledge it, right? So it's not about telling that don't acknowledge it. So it's about the team game, because as a team you will win. If you talk about means, you said that I work with Cognizant, I work with Capgemini. It's not a one man organization, it's an organization with 10,000 people. Even in the department that I was working, there are 50 people, right? And I never felt that I was competing with them. We all felt that we all can grow together. Like, that's the reason the second photograph telling that okay, when you are near the water, you tell the turtle that I am going to sit on top of you and you lead this part of the race. And that's where the teamwork comes into picture, right? So we have to redefine the stories, redefine the way our belief system is till now into a more collaborative and growing effort, right? So that's how we have to redefine the stories. And then I will come to the last part of the story at the end, right? And then you hear this again, there is a jump, there is no flow in my presentation, but these are few filters which I feel most of the youngsters have. You feel that okay, office is all about office politics, there is a lot of backstabbing, there is competition, you have to fight, you have to uh, uh, fight for your existence. It's not like that. Any organization, everybody wants to grow, right? Whether you want to join, whether I want to join, I want to grow in my own career, you want to join, grow in your own career. When things don't happen according to our will and wish, we immediately say my office has a lot of politics. But if you think rationally, it's not always like that, right? Even if you're two siblings, there are times when one gets something the other doesn't get, but we don't call it as home politics. But when it comes to office, we immediately put it that, oh, this guy is playing an office politics on me. It's not like that. Don't go with that notion to the office. Your office is always going to be a best place, because that's the place which is allowing you to flourish. It's allowing you to grow, right? With these thoughts, you lose those 2 3 days into negative thinking, right? And you feel that, okay, this is not the place for me, and so on. Even if you, that's not the way you should be handling your own life. That's what I wanted to tell. Focus on the possibilities, and what is possible is what, how you can fail, how you can succeed. Focus on those things rather than thinking that, okay, I should avoid telling this person, I should not tell this, and so on. And that's where it goes back to my first slide. Think that you will get the intuition where I should be silent about my plan, and where I should be speaking about the strategy that I have in my mind, right? And rest all, you're going to enjoy your corporate journey. Yes, so how can I do that? I can do that by influencing. I can influence people to be more positive. No longer, I think this word will, after some years, should become like an alien thing that, okay, what is politics? There is nothing called as office politics, because the more generation feels, the more number of people feel that there is no politics happening, then it's not there. It's all in our mind, right? Any thoughts? Are you feeling it's too much of
Ma'am,
gyan? Then
it's
I can.
like, ma'am, the way you said that life is not all about competition. It's about identifying your strengths and weakness. I think this is going to strike to a number of people who are planning their corporate journey ahead. And this is a fact that a number of people are going to align within their futures. So I think this
Correct.
is a very good ideology that you shared with us, and it's gonna like strike into the heads of our listeners. Like, yes, there is something that we need to do differently.
True. Thank you.
Okay. So, ma'am, now, if we move on to the next question, like
Hmm.
from starting as a programmer to mentoring students, from managing sales process to project manager for HSBC Bank, from associate
Hmm.
director in digital strategy and transformation at Cognizant to director of
Hmm.
financial services at Cape Gemini, was your path
Hmm.
pre-decided? And also, what
No.
was your motivation for working in such diverse fields?
Obviously, it was not pre-decided. If it was pre-decided, it would not be a zigzag line like this. Um, it is more that I went with the flow. Um, I learned a topic in statistics, right, which says that what is the probability of you crossing all the signals and all the signals are green. I cannot start my journey telling that, okay, I am going to become a strategic consultant 15 years down the line. But I always had a vision, right? I have a habit of writing my goals. Even now, in front of my table, I have my goals. So at each stage, when I decided, okay, that became my art of. I come from a very humble background. My nobody in my family has worked in corporates, right? So they don't even know that, okay, there is something called a strategic consulting that you can do, or uh, these are the type of departments which are existing. But when I started my journey, as I kept progressing, I realized that, okay, this would be a logical next step, because as you saw, I was a teacher earlier, right? So from teaching, when I wanted to get into corporate, I was having a coffee with my friend, and he said that you're very soft, and corporate requires people to be running behind numbers. They should be chasing numbers, otherwise they'll not. So I think you should take up something which is hardcore marketing. That's where I worked in a marketing business development role for a year. And over there also, as I tell, right, I always worked in a team. I enjoyed my journey, and I understood, okay, how to chase numbers. It's no different, right? As teacher, I'm asking students to get marks, and as a business development, I am asking my team to get the numbers. Then getting into quality assurance, where I'm trying to improve the process, make the process much beautiful to work with, and people should look forward to coming back to office, right, every morning. And once I was seeing somebody, and I felt that, okay, strategic consulting is a good role. At, and you might be surprised, you would have seen on my LinkedIn also, I don't come with a beautiful degree that you hold. I'm not from any of the business schools, because I did not realize the importance of it when I was studying. right? I always wanted to go back to college. I wanted to do that, but due to some situation, I could not do it. But so what I say is, what journey I took for 19 years, maybe you guys will be able to complete it in 15, 20, 15 years or 12 years. Uh, Go at a step, keep goals which keep coming, and try to conquer the goals. Okay, what are the skills required for me to get into this type of role? What are the skills required for me to become a strategic consultant? Okay, these are the gaps that I need to fill. Work towards it. Find a mentor who can help you, and you will be able to go there.
Indeed, ma'am. Also, ma'am, like you have worked in this as a strategy consultant for more than 19 years. So, ma'am, what do you think, like, what defines a perfect strategy? And a follow-up question for this would be like, how should a strategy manager react when he thinks that his strategy is failing?
Okay, what is strategy? I'm not talking about a Wikipedia explanation, right? You are going to the client and telling him that, guys, you are boss, you are here. This is where your organization is standing. What is that aspiration your organization should be aspiring for? Whether any organization that you have seen started with a very small company, right? Whether you talk about Infosys, started from a garage. Think about Apple, it also started from a garage. So unless and until you have a vision, you cannot grow. And same thing, so as a strategic consultant, we go to the client and we tell him that, this is the art of possibility, and to bridge that gap, how should you be progressing? And there is nothing, see, none of our strategies always work. That's why we have a backup plan, telling that, okay, if this did not work, what is? So before that only, we do some sort of risk assessment. We call it in a modern business language, okay, do an FMEA, do a risk assessment. Do you have your risk assessment plan ready? But we are doing a lot of risk assessment even in our real life. So we help that organization tell that, okay, this is the art of possibility, these are the strengths with which you are working, these are the places where you might need to collaborate with other organizations, and this is the journey which you can map. And if this conversation doesn't work, then we move to something else.
Right, ma'am. So, ma'am, like being an independent director for the Suratwala Business Group, how do you envision the future of the independent directors in India?
Yeah, so I think currently the hot topic which is going on with everybody is to watch the scam 1992, the
Mhm.
story, right? So over there, you find that there are companies which are not existent, and but their shares are getting traded. So the role, that's the reason that India, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs has come up with this thing, mandate rule, that a company can have one director but needs at least two independent directors to be working with them. And there is a proper rigorous assessment which happens before they take us over there. But there the role means, see, again, my strategic consulting experience is what helps over here, telling that, be there as a neutral person, assess what the company is doing, tell the company you are doing this right, put your foot down, telling that, okay, this is not what I would support you. I would not sign on the minutes of the meeting for these steps which you are going to take, because that's not in public interest, and that might not be even in your interest in long term, right? So that would be the role. And there are a lot of people who are coming forward. Most of the people are from different industries who are coming forward to take up this role, and it's a mandate which has come up from the government also, so which is good. The government of India is also thinking about the growth of the country.
Right, ma'am. So, ma'am, thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedule and helping us out with the problems that people are actually facing on deciding how to develop, how to begin their corporate journey. And on the last note, ma'am, I would just request you, if I ask you to say, club all the key learnings that a person should have in their minds when they start their corporate journey, what should those three learnings be as per your perspective?
Yeah, so one, go with an open mindset. Don't feel that, as the slide says, right, don't think that there'll be office politics which will be coming in. Don't go with keep a collaborative mindset. Grow, play on your strengths. If you have a weakness, try to reduce, do a SWOT analysis on your own self, try to reduce your weakness. How can you reduce the weakness? Keep upskilling. Never forget to invest on your own self.
Right.
And that is going to make you grow, and that's going to give you confidence about, means us, satisfying confidence that yeah, you enjoyed your corporate journey. You, any Friday you're meeting up your friend over a cup, over the beer, you would not be cribbing that अरे यार ऑफिस में ऐसा होता है. You would be looking forward, yeah, I enjoy, I'm looking forward to the Monday. Monday is no longer a blue Monday,
Right.
right? So obviously, play on your strengths, keep an open mindset, and the world is there out for you to conquer.
Thank you so much,
I
ma'am.
have
That's
one more thing.
yeah, sure, sure,
Sorry,
sure.
I have one more thing which I had put up for you guys, because this is something which you all would be hearing right now with the concept of startups and so on. You feel that okay, there is, uh, I want to go out of my comfort zone. People say that don't be in your comfort zone, right? You are coming out of the campus and you feel that okay, this is the place where magic is going to happen, and you're all looking forward to being in the in the corporate world, right? Once you go there, you feel that you want to do a lot of stuff, and sometimes you go there, you work hard, and you make that magic happen, right? And after some time, that will become your comfort zone, because everything you plan for will start working perfectly as per your own strategy that you have built for that team, that department, that organization. And that becomes the comfort zone. So please don't be there. Identify where is the magic happening next, and then work towards it. And remember these good old days. Okay, now they are a memory, and you give your best and make that magic work, because you have that charisma. Play it out and conquer the other part. And later on, you find that, okay, I moved here and now where the magic is happening. And you continue your journey. That's how you will grow, and you will keep doing magic every day of your life for the next how many ever years that you work or enjoy your life. So that was something which I felt that I should be telling you guys that um, it's not always that you leave an organization when you are upset with your boss or you don't get a promotion. You should only be thinking that okay, where is the magic happening? Am i in am i in my comfort zone? How did I make the enough magic over here where I'm currently working, or am I leaving the place even before doing my moving my magic wand? So I thought this is one thing which I should be sharing with you guys.
Indeed, ma'am. This was like the last thing that you shared. I think it just enhanced the experience of our listeners. And this session, ma'am, thank you so much. It was very insightful, and I'm sure that our listeners are going to gain something out of it. And with this,
Thank you.
we end this session, and it's all from our side. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank, thank you so much. Thank you for having me.